Hey guys, back again. So this should be, if not the last video, one before the last. So I'm here on Laravel Collective. I can't remember if I showed you that before. So in case you have some problems with the forms and the syntax, because I just realized I'm using these symbols that are coming from the, I think it's Consola, so I can't remember the name of the font which I'm using, and the bindings. So here you can see how everything is set and what you need to do. Okay, CSRF token, that we're not seeing that now, but we might see that later. So you can go to Laravel collective.com, which docs HTML, which is what we are using. I show you how to install this. Okay, and then you have to follow any kind of thing that you need to do. So you can see labels, the password, and yep. So in case you have any problem with that, so what we have to do now, we have the delete. We need the to open the edit panel now, because that is the last part of the functionality that we are actually missing. So I have this online theory at the edit panel on show.play.php. Now let me just open that. Okay. So we're going to do the similar thing to what we did inside the create play.php. So we added a form and then we added the same things. So just give me a second to see if no, I'm just going to copy it from there. Okay, so let's start with the form creation. So this is actually a form again. So let me just move this. Okay, so you can see everything, the form open, and we need to actually close that form. Okay, just like that. So form open, you can see we have again this array with the action, which is going to go to the post update and is going to give the current ID of the post we're seeing. The method is going to be post, and the end time is going to be end type, sorry, the multipart from data, so we can handle files. Let me copy the first one, which is, I don't know why it does the indentation like this, but okay. So the first form group is the title, and you can see that here we're just going to add the current title. So we actually don't need a placeholder, but let's just keep it there. So we're going to add the current title as the value. So if we go to the create, you can see that we have this, which is the default value. So what we're going to do now is change that, remove those quotes, and add the current title in order for us to see the current title of the post. We're going to do the same with the rest, and this is just pretty simple. Okay, so it's the same label, whatever, and the text area is going to have the current content. So you can see it's actually the same. I was going to copy this and add it, but you just need to replace this with the default information that you want to show, and that's all. So let me just copy the last one. Okay, let's add some space in there so you can see better. And this one is the class form group with the label, and I added this one. Okay, let's see how this looks, because I added this one there, but this one is hidden because we're going to send the current cover in case the user doesn't select anything. Okay, so we need to do this. We can add it outside, but I don't know why I added here. So let's actually cut that and add it outside of that div, because this one is hidden, so we don't need to show it. Okay, it's not going to show it. So let's remove that, and we're going to say the file for the user to be able to select a file. So we need to handle this like this. Give the user the option to select a new file that is going to update, and we will always have this hidden image name that is the current cover that we have, in order to avoid setting the information in the database and set the current cover as an empty string, because that can happen. Now let's say form submit for the update post, and we need to spoof again this, setting a new method in order to say put, because this is how we're going to handle the you can say patch, but put is going to add everything. Okay, again, so that should work. Let's just go here, and okay, we are not going to be able to see that because we need to set the okay, we already have this. Okay, so yeah, the only thing that needs to be set now is we need to handle the functions.js. So let me just go there, and this is plain JavaScript. So we're going to say document that add event listener, and that's why I decided to do this. Okay, DOM content loaded, because I wanted to show you how to add the how to do most of the things that you're going to do with Laravel, and you can learn more or other things from there. So the idea is to have you, why it's not working? Okay, panel. The idea is to for you to understand that you can work this way with Laravel and have most of the things done. In case you want to add animations, whatever, how to add the links, how to specify your own behaviors, like what we're going to do now. So open panel, and we're using just plain JavaScript. We're not going to use jQuery, although I think jQuery comes already pre-installed with this, but I can remember. Anyways, it's not something that we're going to worry right now. So query selector. So this is the open panel and the close panel. So we need to get those in order to add the functionality that is going to toggle on and off the form, which we already have inside the show.blade.php. Now constant edit panel. So this is the actual edit panel, equals to document that query selector and edit panel. Do I have it like that? Yep, it seems like. And now let's add the functionality. So if open panel, so this is going to be injected in all the pages. So we're going to check if open panel does exist. Why is not okay? Panel, I need to change this. If open panel exists, then open panel is going to have the add event listener of click. So when we click, okay, let's just have the event in case you want to do something with that. We're going to say edit panel that class list that add, and it's going to be show. So let's save this one and let's check it out. Okay, Okay, so we have open panel and close panel. Use a function, so it's not showing any error, it seems. Let's just go back here and get this one. Okay, so let's just finish this and let's see. Open panel and ID close panel. Let me just check this. The open panel. Okay, we're going to check this in a second. So let me just continue with the functions. And we're going to say if close panel, or maybe I don't have the okay, just let me go to the main CSS and okay, so we have the edit panel show, and maybe I didn't add the edit panel class. So this is on show. This should be okay. Let me just take a look at this. Okay, so it's something that I forgot completely. I just added the form there and I was worried about how to explain that. So let's say class, and this should work in a second. Edit panel, and we're going to have a button here that is going to have the ID of close panel. So this is all above the form and below the section. So we're going to close that div right away. So this is all wrapped inside the div. So let me just indent this a little bit so you can see, okay, where we are adding that class edit panel, and the button that is going to be close panel, close edit panel, something like that. Yep. So that is done. Let's refresh this. So open edit panel. Okay, it's not working and it's not showing the, so let me just restart this. Okay. Okay, so let me just go to class edit panel, ID close panel, and we should have an ID open panel. Okay. Okay, so this is not working, so let's just save this. Let's see if it was because of that. Okay, so this is not showing. So let me just say document that at event listener. Let me just go to functions.js. And let me just do something. Let's just delete this and say alert something, whatever. We should see. Oh, maybe. Okay, just let me go to my other, just grab this. Yep. I want to see something. F12. Okay. Okay, so it's not actually working in any of the two browsers. So it's not saying why. So it should be like the open panel, query selector open panel could be that the logic is fine, but let me just close this one. I thought there was something wrong with this, but no. So this could be like the logic is actually fine. So let's actually do something. let me just go to the view. We have asset, JavaScript functions.js. So what if I do something? Just let me say console.log to see if we have this. Welcome. It's not showing anything. So maybe I made a mistake here trying to add the functions. Oh, why did I guess you saw that before. Okay, but seems that when I deleted, or I can't remember, when I deleted the comments, it seems that I did. You can see that now it's working. Sorry about that, guys. I just didn't realize that I deleted the script, or in fact I can't remember if I had that added. So sorry about that if you got confused about it. Okay, let's just, so now, well, let's just grab this, and so everything should work now. Okay, sorry about that again. And if we go here and let's say edit, as I was saying, well, sometimes I make mistakes that, well, I kind of stupid, but well, and we have this close panel which is not working in fact. And I see people that want to look in order to delete the this kind of, how it's called, the outline, I think it is. Okay, but just don't do that. Okay, it helps in order, I'm pressing tab, in order for the people that doesn't have maybe a working mouse or something like that, to show where they are. And you can see that this is actually, the form already actually has all the, I'm pressing tab, it's going all the way. Okay, so this is called, as you can see, we are now below the this overlay. So this is in order to make or to keep the page accessible. Okay, so accessibility is something that you need to be aware of. And let's just click that, and since this is being shown before, this is what the user is going to look first. So we need to add the links that need to go, actually, yeah, this could work, and maybe we could add another link, another hidden link there that should work with display, with opacity 0, because display hidden is going to hide from everything, in order for the user, once he's here, in case he wants to delete, or not to delete, sorry, to hide this, to be able to hide it again. But accessibility is something that you need to be aware of. And please don't delete all this, and don't also delete the scroll bars. All this is because the users actually use these features and don't remove them. Okay, because you can use those, and you, if you're fine, I mean, you don't see this as needed tools because you maybe have the mouse, or a working keyboard. But some people don't have those tools, and maybe they have some disabilities. Please don't delete those, that functionality of your web page or application that is just stupid. Okay, so we can click close panel now, but it's not going to work, so we need to add the next thing. This is similar, but it's only going to say remove the class show. It's the same thing. Okay, but we're going to actually get the close panel, and once we click the close panel, well, we need to refresh because it's not, didn't get the results, or the result, the updated code. So let's close and you can see we have this close. And again, if we click tab, I'm tabbing. Well, let's tab again. So you can see the first thing, the first tab is the open edit panel, and then we can move on. But yeah, I think it's because how Laravel is working that is going all the way. If I close this, you can see because the user is not going to have the development tools open. So you can see we are on post, we will go to create, and then we can go to edit panel and delete post. So the first tab is going to be on open edit panel. You can change it to be always these links, but that will be that will depend on how you're going to set your application. Again, this is not an accessibility tutorial, but you need to be aware that the browser already has accessibility tools implemented, so don't delete those. Okay, so far so good. Sorry. And the last thing is that we want to edit using this. Come on, Rod. So what we need to do now is to set. Okay, we have already this working, and we have the Blade PHP working, and we have the create PHP working. Okay, so we have this post update, so everything is going to be handled. And now if we go, let me show you the error because sorry about that. You can it says method update does not exist on the controller post, so we need to actually add that. I kind of like, sorry, this is off topic, but I kind of like Edge. I feel like I'm working inside Chrome actually, but since I don't have all the crap, it somehow it added my account, but I don't have all. Well, it's using my Microsoft account, of course. Well, I'm fucking stupid, so it's synchronized with that. But since I don't have all the crap that I have in Chrome, well, it's pretty fast actually. So I will leave that to test. Should work pretty good. So the next thing is to add the post update. So, and if you have tried Edge, let me know because it's something that I kind of like. So we need to say update the post, the current post. So just let me know if you are trying Edge or if you have another browser. I'm mainly stay with Chrome. I kind of don't like Firefox. They have a VPN now, so I will check that. I might start doing videos about those kind of things. So you know, to have some more content. So just let me know if you're working with Edge or with which browser you are actually using for testing or others. In fact, for testing you would need, now we have the new Edge, we have Chrome, and we have Firefox. If you want to test with Safari and Opera, that's something that you will need to check. Depending on your on what your application is going to, on where your application is going to be displayed and the major target audience. So you need to keep an eye on that, but usually you will test on Mozilla and Firefox, Chrome, and now in something that is being used in Microsoft, that we can have Edge, the new Edge. So enough talking. So request. So remember, we are going to send a form request, so we need to grab that, and we are going to send the ID with that form request, so we need to grab that too. So let's say ID. This is something similar, so let's just copy this. The only thing that is going to change, I'm going to show you in a second. So we need to validate what is coming from the request. You can see that we're sending the title, content, and cover, which are in fact right now needed, except for this. Okay, so this is going to be nullable. This could be empty, and we're not going to worry about that. So we need to validate that the title content has something, and that the cover is an image with a maximum size of 5 megs. So Now, okay, now the coding starts. So let's say if empty, so we need to check, do we have something in the cover? In order to check that, we're going to get the request, and from the request, we're going to handle, or we're going to get this file. So this file is going to be the cover file that we are sending. So do we have something there? If this empty, or if this is empty, sorry, my bad English, rename file, that is a property that we're going to use later. I should add my camera, no, to so you can. I'm kind of moving my hands trying to explain something, and maybe that could be fun. I don't know. Input. Sorry, this is not like this. Okay, so if this is empty, we're going to say request file. You could set this inside a variable, you know, but yeah. So request file is going to be, sorry, the input name, input, what the hell am I doing? Image name. I'm get so distracted. So if the file name cover is empty, meaning the user didn't select a new image to update, then the new property that we're going to have, or this placeholder rename file variable, is going to be the image name. Sorry, it's not even file. I was like, what the hell? It's an input. So it's going to receive the input of the image name, which is in fact the current image that we have stored. Just that there's a ton of code in front of me, and I'm trying to explain and trying to see what the hell I'm doing. So let's just move down a little bit. So now we're going to do the same that we did up here in the create. Okay, so let me just copy that. So let's add a comment here. So no new image to add, get the one we already have, and overwrite the name. It's just going to use the same name. So there is an image that we want to add. Make sure to delete the last one, something like that. So we're going to get the original name from that image. It's the same thing that we did before. You can set a private function in order to set all this however you feel. Right now we're going to add it inside this same function. So the only thing that is going to change here is that we have the, well, we used that same thing. Yeah, the rename file. So the path is going to be the file cover store as. We're going to store that there, and we're going to say, well, we need to do this inside the else. So it's going to say delete the last image here, please. So we're going to set, and this is similar to what we did here. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that. We need to get the previous image, then we need to set, using the directory separators, the path of the image, and then use the onLink in order to destroy or delete the image from our file system. Now it's time to update. So we're going to say post find ID. We're going to find the post that we are using, and to set the properties that we're going to set the input title, content, and the rename file, which is going to be either the same that we had before or the new image. Okay, and we say, let's say, we save the post and we return this redirection to posts. Am I recording? Yeah. And okay, so this is it. We're going to redirect to the posts. Then we add an slash and the ID. So we're going to redirect to the same page. So let's just do this. Yeah, continue. Let's see what happens. Okay. So we have the edit panel. Let's say second post now updated. Updated. Let's add here a smiley face and let's say update post. Second post now updated. We can see our smiley face there and open edit panel and choose file. So we have that deleted. Let's add another one, maybe this one. Open update post. And you can see, since we're redirected to the same page, the post 2, then we can see the change right away. Okay, new post updated, stayed the same, and we have the smiley face there. So, and you can see I already have that open, so you can see the 3 images that we have. Let me just make them bigger if you can see them. Okay, so that's it. Okay, but we are missing something that you might be wondering how to do. So this is going to be the last part, as I said. And if you want to check how to add the because we're going to work with Adobe XD for the next video, and add it here is going to be quite a bit of a pain if you don't like that. But this is it. This is the end of the full functionality of the application. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed that. Follow or subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like if you want more Laravel information tutorials, and see you in the next one.